I now have the pleasure of being joined by Houston Baptist head women's basketball coach, Donna Finnie. Coach, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Maddie. I'm excited to talk about our team today.
It seems like it's been a long time coming, but we're finally talking about basketball. What are you and your team most looking forward to about the 2020-21 season?
I mean, it's been a crazy year for everybody. And honestly, the first day that we got to work out on court it was almost like the very first time you step on court to coach, because it was like we'd waited such a long time for it. And you really appreciate every moment that you get on court now because it was taken away from us so quickly. So I think just the opportunity to play games. We've been working really hard in this preseason, and the girls have been doing a really good job at trying to, stay with the protocols and, stay as healthy as they can. And so just the opportunity to get on and play against other people, because we're at that stage, we want to play someone else other than ourselves right now.
I feel like it's the case every year going into a season, making sure the camaraderie amongst your team is good, making sure mentally your team is all on the right track. This year, even more so, how are you stressing the fact that you want everyone to stay positive and get to know each other and get gelling even before the season starts?
Yeah, we've been really lucky. I mean, we recruited a couple of players because we knew that they were great glue players and great leaders. And I think Anna McGuire, who's a redshirt junior for us, has been such a key with that for us. She's done a great job at pulling the team together, making sure that, off the court, they're still doing things together safely. On the court, really trying to keep them together. So she's been huge for us with that. And then we've tried to find ways that we can do things with them as a group, obviously within protocol. For example, tomorrow we're actually taking the team, we've rented out a movie theater so we can socially distance movie and watch Coach Carter. So we're going to do that tomorrow with them, tomorrow afternoon after workout. So, just trying to find some things that we can continue to do to build that. But I'm really, really pleased with this group. This is without doubt the closest group that we've had probably in the last 7 or 8 years. They're very, very tight, and they're really a great group to work with.
You mentioned Anna McGuire, and she's one of your transfers that you have coming in, but you also have a handful of freshmen. Are there any new freshman faces who you think will be able to make an immediate impact on the team?
For sure. Anna's sister, Anya McGuire, has been, unbelievable. I've never seen a freshman who comes in with as much confidence and ability to lead a team from the point guard position. She's also, we said this morning in practice, probably the best shooter that we've ever had in terms of, her ability to hit shots from way behind the arc consistently. And she has done a really, really good job at learning our system and being able to communicate with her teammates. And, Kennedy Wilson, who's our returning starting point guard, she has been out in COVID protocol for a couple of weeks now. And in that time, I've just seen Anya blossom because she's had to be the one that I'm going to constantly in practice. And she's done a really, really good job. So, and what's really nice is Kennedy and Anya together work very well. So she has been a real, revelation for us because she's stepped up a lot quicker than I thought she would.
You mentioned Kennedy Wilson as being one of your returning starters. You actually return all of your starters from last year. What type of confidence does that provide you going into this new season?
Yeah, it's very different this year in practice because, there's a lot of things that we're having to teach our freshmen who have been extremely coachable, which is great. But having that core returning group has just made it so much easier, particularly with all the hurdles that we've had to face with COVID. So I think, having those 5 and our 6, 7, 8 back has just been very, very easy for us as coaches because we're now relying on them to communicate a lot more on the floor and they know what we expect. So they've done a really good job of kind of staying on top of the freshmen and trying to bring them along as quickly as they can.
As the head coach, what are your goals that you have for the team this season?
Well, I think, obviously it's a different year. And so I stress every day in practice, and they're probably tired of hearing me say about masks and social distancing, but it's something that we understand as coaches that we want to be out there. So that's our first thing. We've got to take care of that. And then secondly, I think with this group, they are more than capable of getting us back to where we want to be in Katy. But it's going to take a daily intensity in practice. And that's what we expect daily from them. And they've done it so far. I mean, our practices have been so much better, even when we've had people missing with COVID. I just think it's been a much different environment. And so I expect that, we will make it to Kerry this year. And that's our goal. And as a group, I know that's what they're fighting towards.